Good game. Good game. First frame, Jamie Cope to break.
Jamie Cope has a mathematical chance of qualifying, but that's about all it is. He's lost his 3 previous matches, and even if he won his remaining 2 4-0, he still wouldn't be sure of going through. On the other hand, Stephen Hendry has a strong chance of qualifying, particularly as he made a very cool clearance in the last frame to beat Barry Hawkins 4-3 yesterday on the final black. He's got 2 wins from 3 matches, but still an inferior frames difference to Hawkins, who's in second place in the group, with Stephen Maguire top on 3 wins. Thin contact was required on the way up to avoid cannoning another ball, but that mistake gives Cope
1.
a promising first chance.
Nine. Sixteen. Jamie Cope, 16.
Well, Cope misses a red at point blank range, maybe wondering more about the cannon, which was going to leave him on the black. Just the sort of mistake which Hendry will welcome.
1.
Absolutely. You feel imperative for Stephen to win this match, and if he could win it 4-1 or something like that, then he'd certainly get his frame difference in good shape. But it's amazing, isn't it? Jamie Cope, superb potter, and yet you just take your eye off the ball thinking about position. You can't drop your guard for a second. It's not bad for Stephen. He's got this one to the left corner, but
8.
he's hampered, as you can see. Now, it all depends if he can just drop it in. If he tries to run through off the top cushion, likelihood he could kiss the red. Can he just drop it in and hold without touching the cushion? He's touched the cushion,
9.
he kissed the red. And unfortunately, because he's striking down, it was unavoidable.
Yes, he could only have retained black ball position for the corner, either with a more powerful double kiss or a different contact on the second red. But as it happens, he dropped on the black straight to the right middle.
Stephen Hendry, 9.
Well, I think what made that a little bit more difficult, he had to inject a little bit more pace into the shot. It looks quite easy when the camera's right behind it, but it's quite an acute angle. Well, another miss from Jamie. It's a poor shot.
Well, do the 2 careless mistakes that Cope has already made tell you something about his motivation?
1.
Well, that was a very heavy contact, that, for Steve. Well, he could do, Clyde, but by the same rule, we've got to look at his record. He's played 3, he's lost 3. So obviously he's not in the best of form. And he's obviously lacking a little bit in confidence. And if you are doing that, the last person you want to be playing is the 7 times world champion.
Who is highly motivated.
5.
By this stage of the competition last year, Hendry was already out of contention, couldn't qualify,
6.
and couldn't raise a gallop for his last couple of matches, lacking the motivation which is provided by a chance to go forward into the knockout phase.
There's no real red to play on. He's looked to see whether he could pot the blue and just slip past the black. I don't think he'd come round off 2 cushions into that little cluster behind the pink. That was a bit narrow, you see. Don't think he's on anything.
11.
Doesn't look anything that's possible, so just a safety. Nothing there, is there?
Stephen Hendry, 11.
Got the cue ball where he wanted to. Well, unlucky that one red cannoned another to leave the second red on.
One.
I'm just coming round to have a look to see whether he could find the gap just below the pink. There's a red that's available into the left corner. He wants to try and leave the cue ball roughly about where he was pointing there. Certainly can get there. The black's just in an awkward position. I mean, if he was... I mean, that's the sort of area he wants to be in. Well, if my circle's anything to go by, he's perfect.
6.
Just a guess, you know.
Seven.
Dear, oh dear.
Stephen Hendry, 7.
This is absolutely amazing, but we've discussed this before, Clive, haven't we? That the one thing that goes, and I found in my career, and you see it with Steve Davis, it's just those misses. It's just the concentration. It can't be
One.
anything else. You just lose your concentration for a fraction.
That's absolutely right, in my experience. The big players, it's not so much the difficult shots they start to miss, where they do automatically give it that extra bit of concentration, but the easier ones when they think they're concentrating and they're not.
6.
Yeah, you just switch off and you're just thinking about the next shot.
7.
And you can't, as I've said many times, you can't drop your guard for a second at this game. But Stephen will be sat there absolutely fuming. He was in, had a chance to win the frame at that visit.
14. 15.
Yes, it was important for Hendry to win this opening frame because Cope, who's only got a whisker of a chance of qualifying anyway, would have been even more discouraged, more glum had
22.
Hendry won the first frame. But although he still may, he certainly let a good chance go by.
23.
Cope fails to develop one of the awkward reds.
Well, if he's straight, he's got a problem. He looks at the scoreboard, 17 points the lead. He'll do well to get out on the black here. The more pace, more likelihood of missing it. Well,
29.
not 3 times and knew the password.
Yes, that was about the best he could do. And it did enable him to
36.
hold reasonable position for the penultimate red.
Yes, but he still needs the 2 remaining reds, so it's not a formality by any means.
37.
Once again, used all the pocket. Now, has he got the angle on the black to pot it and cannon the red off the side cushion? I'm not certain he has. 26, pot the black, a 33 in front with 35 left. No, he didn't have the angle to play the cannon. But dropping behind it, well, he'd have liked to have been a little bit straighter. Just the red needed.
44.
The best way to pot this is to play it slow, but will he risk it?
45.
No problem. Well, Stephen will be ruining that miss pink in the middle. It's cost him the frame now.
Yes, and it's also given Cope some encouragement.
51. 53.
Cope made 3 glaring errors at the start of this frame,
56.
but then a dreadful mistake from Hendry has let him in for this winning contribution.
60.
It was that pink to middle which was Hendry's undoing.
65. 71. 78.
A 78 clearance in 4 minutes 29 seconds has given Jamie Cope the opening frame. Could be a significant frame, that, John, because had Cope lost it and seen his already slim chances of qualifying recede even further, he might have, well, basically given in.
Yeah, well, I think the type of game he plays, I mean, he's all out attack anyway, Jamie. I think he's really a star of the future. I love the way he plays. Great potter. But yes, but Stevens give him a chance there to get his hand on the table, pot a few balls. So now he could be hard to stop. And of course, the thing that will be running through Stevens' mind, you can bet your life, is how did I miss that pink? Because the frame was there at his mercy. So it's quite an interesting match now, in more ways than one. But just confirm what I say about Jamie Cope. He did very well in this tournament last year, of course, runner-up. He is a star of the future, no
Second
doubt.
frame. Stephen Hendry to break.
has got the cue ball far enough in behind the green to deny Cope a shot at the red, which always seems to pop out of the bunch to the right with the break-off shot.
Good safety that was. Covered the danger red, if you like, the one on the right-hand side of the table. So asking a question now. There is one to the left corner, but that's fraught with danger and you wouldn't be certain of being on a colour. But of course, this one that he can't get to, he'd be frightened if he plays back to balk, that he left that for Jamie. So a bit of a problem here for Stephen. If he's going to play back to balk, he desperately needs a good length. I mean, we've seen people play this shot and just leave the cue ball near the top cushion, but there is a red along the top cushion. He could leave that. Well, as is his want, and Stephen's always played the game like that. If he doesn't fancy the safety, try and pot his way out of trouble. Now, if he's left the red on, which I think he can just get through to this red. Well, he's got the one to the right corner anyway. This isn't a bad chance, particularly with the black available into both corners.
One. Eight. Nine. Sixteen. 17. 24. 25. 30. 31.
It's very natural, isn't he, Cope? Very quick eye to identify the angle, settles into his stance very quickly.
Yes, he's a wonderful potter. Pushes that cue through very straight, and yet if you look at his backhand, he almost cups the butt of the cue in his
36.
hand. And the hand's not straight. Very reminiscent of a man who used to play in Stoke, isn't it? Ray Reardon, in many ways. You see the way the arm's sort of tucked in, it's not straight. If you compared that with Stephen's cue action, and as I say, he more or less cups the cue in his hand, but it's a natural thing to him, and there's no doubt in his ability. He's moved up provisionally to number 19 in
44.
the world rankings, Won't be long before he's in the top 16, I'm sure.
Jamie Cope, 44.
Well, pity about that when he was going so well. But one last word on his cue action. Of course, yet another player from Stoke, Dave Harold, plays like that with the right elbow jutting out and the hand tucked under. Hendry perfectly orthodox.
Well, played that red. I think he was feeling the only red he could leave was the one he's playing. Presume he's right. 44 points in arrears here. Stephen can't afford another mistake in this frame.
Nothing goes in the bunch, and the bunch covers the red nearest the left corner, as he calculated. That was a nice shot. The cue ball held with backspin with very little apparent effort.
It's a risky shot. This, personally, I'd be favouring to play on drop dead weight onto the one on the baulk line. I don't think he can come off the side cushion and hit it. This is what I think, but you've just got to, you can't hit it too hard, you just got to hit it dead weight just to nestle on the red. He's played it, oh, he's got it off the two cushions. It's okay, but it's just a little too hard. He's left the red, and if he's not left that one, there's certainly one to this left corner. Just overhits a fraction.
Well, as it happens, he's left this red dead straight. So no problem about calculating the angle, which sometimes can be deceiving with cue ball and object ball so close together.
Three. Four.
Well, I think he's got a choice of reds here.
6.
Well, maybe not the one to the right now, he's just run too far, but he always knew it'd be on the one to the left corner. And I think there's another red at the bottom of the cluster will pop without having to disturb anything. And with a 50-point lead, you'd be surprised if he didn't win it now at this visit.
7. $14. 15.
Well, this is starting to look serious for Hendry. On the brink of going 2-0 behind. In a match he badly needs to win.
22.
To keep alive his
23.
hopes of qualifying for the knockout phase.
Yes, and at the start we were saying a match that not only did he need to win, but if he could have won it
29.
comfortably, then he'd have been catching up with Barry Hawkins, who looks his main threat to that place in the last
30.
16. But it just shows you, since he missed that pink in the middle in the first frame, he's hardly had a chance. Pink that would have won in that first frame, I'm certain.
37.
He's hardly had a thing to go
38.
at since.
Well, since missing that pink, Hendry hasn't potted a ball,
45. 46.
whereas Cope has made breaks of 78 to conclude the first frame, 44 to open the scoring in this, and this effort to clinch it.
53. Jamie Cope, 53. And the
So with breaks of 44 and 53, Jamie Cope takes the second frame and leads by 2 frames to 0. Well, whether it's his rekindled hopes of qualifying with a pair of 4-0 wins, or whether it's just pure professionalism, Jamie Cope is certainly playing pretty well. And Stephen Hendry has to win now 4 of the remaining 5 frames to eke out a win.
frame 3. Jamie Cope to break.
.24 minutes play, 2-0 to Cope. Average shot time, 13 seconds. That's right up there with Ronnie O'Sullivan and Tony Drago.
Yeah, and I think he is one of those players, Clive, that when he gets into a rhythm, the only thing is that, well, as he's done in this match so far, he did it in the first frame, he did it in that last frame, just has a tendency to play one you feel a little bit too casual. He missed a couple of reds. He wasn't punished in the first frame, he wasn't punished in the second. If he could just cut out those unforced errors, he'd be a match for anybody. Well, he went all out for that one. It was a tough shot, playing what we call a drag shot. That's hitting the cue ball below centre. Now, normally when you're just taking the pace out of the cue ball, but the cue ball just slid off line. And this is where Stephen used to be, well, just a scoring machine.
1.
Maybe he was hoping to be on the black, but he knew the pink was available. So he just didn't have the right angle. Oh, well, you can see the kick as well. It didn't help. Probably without that, he'd have screwed back a little bit further and nudged the red he's hampered if he was playing the black out of the way. But he's got to play the pink. There was a pink that cost him the first frame into this middle pocket. No problem with that one. Now, where does the pink go? Oh, there's plenty of room. Well, it looks it. Michaela just checking. As long as it goes on its spot without
7.
touching the red, that's fine. Stephen now couldn't be in a better position to make a high break.
8.
First red he'll be interested in getting out of the way is the one just immediately left of the black, Because at the moment that's stopping the black going into the left corner. Well, you wouldn't play in it if it was the wrong shot, but that's the red he'd love to be playing for next.
Fifteen.
Wow.
Stephen Hendry, 15.
Well, any local league player would have been disappointed to have missed that.
One.
Glaring error, and compounded by leaving Cope right in.
Well, I don't know how Stephen missed that red. I'm not putting it down a lack of concentration. Not that one. Okay, he was
9.
determined to get the right angle on the blue, but he knew how important that opportunity was. Amazing.
$16. 17.
Cope has left this black straighter than intended. Just off straight the wrong side.
$24. Jamie Cope, 24.
Well, I didn't expect him to miss it, but he lost position with his previous shot and didn't recover perfect position.
Yeah, but it wasn't that difficult, was it? Well, Stephen playing safe here, and I don't blame him after the last red he missed. I really don't. And the one thing you can depend on with Stephen, I know sometimes they question some of the shots he plays, but he is a winner. There's no doubt about that. So somehow, he's got to try and get something out of this match.
Well, Stephen Hendry, 4.
Just feathered the cue ball. Stephen, just feathered it. Ooh. I think, well, Michaela spotted it straight away. I think Jamie would have given it away. Well, Stephen asked him to play it again, and he's played it beautifully. But then the alternative was for Stephen to play it. Eagle eye, Michaela tap. Caught that too thin. The target was the yellow and the brown, and he's got it too thin, knocked it over the corner. That's not good enough safety.
Slightly longer bridge than he would be playing with normally.
Oh, Stephen Hendry, 4.
Well, that time Cope fouled the green. Not on his follow through, but in pulling the cue back.
Yeah. Well, he's giving Stephen every chance here to. He's giving him foul points to get back in the frame. You feel as if Stephen just rolls this in. Cannon's the red to the right of the one he's potting. He'll be on the black.
1.
It's not inch perfect on the black. I just think he's just glad to be in with a chance. No, he was able to hold for the red into the left middle. Okay, I'm getting a ball marker to see if this black will go on a spot. I think it's important for Stephen it does. Oh no. So he's really at the moment only the blue to play
8.
with. Pink's tied up.
9.
8 points the lead. So not straightforward to win the frame at this visit by any means.
Useful cannon.
Yeah, I think he was hoping to hit the pink fuller. He's just got to avoid him potting this red, the red near the top cushion, and I don't think that's guaranteed. That will stop the cue ball going up the table. Anyway, don't miss the red, that's the important thing.
15.
As I say, he couldn't avoid the red near the top cushion. But at least if you pot the red, you get the next shot. And there's quite a nice target there with the black, yellow and brown. So half ball off the green. Find that top cushion. Favouring the brown over any other balls. That should leave it very safe. Oh, he's too hard.
Stephen Hendry, 15.
Not good.
Now, the snooker would have put Cope under some pressure. Well, that was a straightforward safety. And now Cope's got Hendry under pressure.
Yes, you know, as we say, there's more to this game than potting balls, and Stephen had an opportunity there to put Jamie under, well, in a lot of trouble. But because he didn't, okay, he didn't leave a pot on, but with Jamie's hand on the table, he could find that target and found it well. Snookered on all reds. I think this is the old hit and hope, this. Watch out. It's a good shot, the hit and hope, you know. Stephen looked round and half apologised, but sometimes all the skill in the world, you've just got to hit the balls and hope for the best.
I like that, John. He half apologised. What about the other half?
The other half was enjoying that sip of water.
Well, not only got it safe, but he's given Cope food for thought. Can he reach the potting angle? Well, it was basically a swerve
Oh,
to make the necessary
Stephen Hendry,
contact
4.
to get the cue ball back to Borg. But the in-off gives Hendry the chance to advance the cue ball to the Borg line, so this red is within potting range.
Used all the pocket, but then it went. Is he on the brown? He's not, but he's on the yellow, so he's okay.
Sure.
Prevention better than cure. Michaela Tabb cleaning the cue ball at Hendry's request to reduce to a minimum the possibility of a kick on this thin cut.
3. Four.
Well, I think he'd much rather have been on the blue to the right middle, but has he gone too far? This pink, he's very straight. I'm going to play on an easy red here. And it goes, you know, the only red he could play for was the one he's going to play now, but you wouldn't call this a gimme.
10.
Especially not with the rest.
Stephen Hendry, 10.
Close, but unfortunately didn't go in. So Jamie Cope comes to the table 28 points in arrears. He'll do well to win the frame at this visit, but at least there's a chance.
1.
Oh, and that's the perfect shot. Open those two reds up nicely on the pink. Of course, the red near the blue is an awkward one, but you would think of the penultimate red, he would play for the blue and try and develop that red that's near the right-hand side cushion.
8.
He'll be looking now, pot the pink, play for the red in the left middle, and then just leave an angle on the blue to bring the last red into play. But there's still a bit of work to do. It's
14.
not straightforward. It's not only the awkward red, the green's not on its spot, the black is half covering the brown for a natural, so he's got to be playing good positional shots here.
15.
Well, he's decided to play for the pink to disturb the red. I thought the blue would have been a more certain option. Well, he's just about on it, but he was lucky there. That red a little
21.
bit thicker, he could have gone in off.
If he'd played for blue, he would have been able to control how he developed the red, hitting it from the back via the side cushion.
Yeah, he could have played at any pace he wanted. I mean, that could have gone wrong. He could have snookered himself. As it happens, he's left the red very straight. 7 points in it. You know, and quite easily hit the red a bit thicker. He could have gone in off in the middle. So he's very straight on this red. And he's such a good potter, you wouldn't bet against him knocking it in. But it's a bit more difficult than I feel it should have been.
Decided to refuse it,
Jamie Cope, 21.
but played a bad shot. Those middle pocket jaws have always been there. They don't vary from week to week, so he should never have been giving Hendry this chance.
Yeah, decided to give the ball every chance to go in the pocket. Doesn't look to be perfect on the yellow. Pot the green with the rest, screw back, but well, he's not bad on the yellow. He's got a slight angle to stun off the side cushion, should you so wish. It's in the cue ball in the middle, just a little stun shot to wind the angle. Of course, the yellow comes back up because he potted it off a red. And now a very similar shot. Same stun.
5.
And that looks hinge perfect. He won't have to use the rest. He can reach across, just drop it in. He'll be on the brown. Got a 12-point lead, so just green and brown needed. Well, Jamie Cope had a few chances, but in the end it looks as though Stephen's going to get his first frame on the scoreboard.
Yes, Hendry would be very relieved to get this frame under his belt, because had he lost it to go 3-0 down, then he'd gone on to win 4-3.
17.
His frame's difference wouldn't have looked too good, and the qualifying place
23 in the frame, Stephen Hendry.
could come down to frames difference. Anyway, Hendry takes the frame, but still trails by 2 frames to 1. Now, I think Cope made a very debatable shot selection. I think he should have played for blue, just to get behind the red via the cushion, knock it out into the middle of the table, whereas the shot that he eventually chose, the pink, he went across that red and in the end left a red that he wasn't prepared to go for.
Yeah, and there was also the possibility when he played the cannon off the pink that the blue could have come and covered the red. Of course, it was the red before, and I'm looking at it, I'm certain he could have played for the blue. Decided to screw down, leave the angle on the pink. Well, he's young, he's learning. But for me, wrong shot.
3 and 4, Stephen Hendry to big.
So Hendry's break-off shot is what might be termed a head scratcher for Cope. Well, if that was an attempt at a pot, he needed to hit it much fuller. Ended up hitting it half ball. But he was in a lot of trouble.
One.
Well, he's got a nice angle on the blue. There's a few loose reds, but he's got a perfect angle if he decided to go into the cluster and really split them up. No, he's deciding to play the yellow. I don't blame him in a way, because he's missed a few shots. And the thing is, when you open up all the reds, and you do miss when you're in, you're leaving your opponent in with not much work to do. Well, Stephen mustn't be high on confidence with a couple of shots that he's missed. So sometimes just make certain you get a result. Although having said that, if he can't get through to the blue, oh well, maybe he can. was looking at his body language. I think he'd have been a little bit upset if he couldn't get through to it. So to me, it seems as though Stephen's going to dig in here to try and get this result. And why not?
9.
Can't always play at your best. But if you're still in the tournament, you can improve.
Sorry? Okay.
Nice pot. A little bit short, so now I think he's certain to play the cannon. He can't just drop this black in. He could even just go the end red of the cluster. If he catches that, stun up. Caught it. He's on a red to the middle. Whenever you play that shot red, you just want to be on any red.
17.
If he'd have caught that red a little bit more on the left-hand side as we looked, cue ball would have sprung out a little bit more, but he'll settle for this. It's that one red you want, and that can be the catalyst to keeping the break going, and he's got it.
18. $24. 25.
Well, you get the feeling he played for the blue, he's not on it. Now, if he's okay on the yellow, he could pot the yellow and play for the red just to the left of the yellow. That would certainly make life easier. Anything else, and it's a deep screw to try and get the cue ball to this end of the table. All depends what the potting angle's like. Well, there must be a red that will go in this right corner that doesn't look... Well, there you
27.
see, it just goes. I'd say he's inch perfect on this red, by the way. He used to run into other balls.
28.
Just managed to skim past those reds. Mind you, if he'd have just flicked him, he'd have still been on the black. But he played that really well. Good shot. Well, this needs due care and
35.
attention. Just off the cushion, you've got to be accurate.
36.
Well done. I was talking to Peter Ebden last night. And of course, if you were watching yesterday, he missed a pink on a 147. And after we'd got over the disappointment of that, he was saying that he thought the pockets on the tables in this tournament, in his words, a little bit nippy. Although he didn't use that as an excuse for missing the pink. He just put a little trace of left-hand side on the cue ball. He was upset. But as I said to him, I said, well, you might have been upset, Peter, but I know a young lad in Leicester, Tom Ford, who'd been very pleased.
Well, yes. Ford is standing at plus £24,000.
44.
Having made a maximum on Sunday, and had Ebden completed one, he would have had that reduced by half. Meanwhile, Hendry pressing on, but
51.
nothing all that inviting has sprung out of the bunch there.
No, nothing at all. The only thing I can think of is a possibility of the red second right of the table to play in the left middle, but that's risky. He's got a 51-point lead. Maybe you should just play a safety behind the black here. Can't play in the balk end, of course, because that yellow and the red up there. And that's what he's
Stephen
played.
Hendry, 51.
Playing good match snooker to get back in this match.
Yes, it was a good shot, striking downwards to get the cue ball back so close to the cushion. Well, Hendry was intending to leave the cue ball on the balk line.
Well, I don't think so, Clive, because there's two reds there. If there was one red, okay, but two reds, it's not going to be easy for Jamie to cover the red or one of the reds and still cover the balls at this end of the table. And if he'd have left it near the balk line, I'm afraid he'd have left the red in the middle of the table.
Yes, albeit at distance. Yeah, you're probably right, John.
But as it turns out, that's a pretty good safety shot, that, from Jamie. Yeah, we were talking about that the other day, you know, when people were playing safe behind the black. If there's two reds up in the balk end, there's no reason you can't flick off and go to the balk end, because it's not that dangerous. Whereas there's only one, somebody could play a snooker. This is an excellent shot from Stephen. Well played. Very well played. There you go, you see. He does know his way around the table.
Well, he knew it wasn't an in-off, the way he played it.
Yeah. Couldn't have played it better in a spot of bother. See, now he can't go to the balk end, because it'd be an easy shot for Jamie Cope to play that red next to the yellow, stun it up the table and get the snooker. And now he'd be looking for the balk line. You were just one shot too early, Clive.
Yeah, story of my life, yeah. Yeah, Hendry was also assisted there by the red being just a fraction beneath the balk line.
Well, he's got a good length for that red. Well, I'll say that, it just bounced, but nothing that would tempt Stephen. There is a red to the left middle. I don't know whether you'd want to be playing that. They all look so easy on the television. I feel like getting me cue out, but that's tough. What could tempt him is the fact that there's two reds on the left-hand side of the table. Pretty safe, 51-point lead, and if he knocked it in, could be a frame winner. But it's a bit too risky in my book. He's got himself right back in this match now. No need to do anything silly. Okay, he's left possibility of two reds to this left corner, but they'll need some potting. Calculated risk. But for me, the right shot.
Well, holding a 51-point lead, Hendry would probably have gone on to clinch the frame, and he potted that long red.
Yeah, he's just not consistent on that type of shot nowadays, is he?
Hendry, 38 years of age. Hasn't won a ranking title since February 2005.
I think we can reach this. It's a long stretch. It's the red second right, I think. There you see it. Into this corner. Good pot.
1.
Well, I was going to say not too good on the position, but he's come on the straight black to the right middle. I'm sure he'll play it. Don't see any. He needs the points here. Just rolling up behind the black, I don't see is of any value. As I say, he could do with the 7 points. Always risky, these. Yeah, well played. Now 43 points behind, but there's still a possible 75 left on the table.
8.
But the ball's not ideally situated for a frame-winning clearance.
9.
Well, gave it plenty of welly in his attempt to
15.
knock everything into a possible position. Just the near red going between red and greens at the far board pocket.
We certainly seems to be looking at it. It's tight, isn't it? But it's there. Terrific shot.
15.
Terrific shot. But just looking at Jamie's body language there, I think he's come very straight on this black. Not a lot of room for that. Straight in the heart of the pocket. Straight enough, and he felt that if he really made an effort to get the cue ball
23.
up the table to make the next red easy, the black was missable. Understandable, but he made certain of the black.
24.
Where's the green go? Okay. He's on the brown. Well, that's the only colour he can see, as it turns out, but that's okay. But this, the last of the easy reds to get on. Now the work starts after this red and a colour.
28. $29.
Well, playing it like that, I don't know if the red will get... Well, yeah, obviously he feels as though he can get on this red and play it into the right corner. Wasn't certain he could get enough of it, but he didn't want that cue ball tight under the cushion.
33.
He only has to roll the red in, no problem with the cover, with the green over the corner pocket. No.
Jamie Cope, 33.
No, and I think that I was mentioning earlier on this frame about Peter Ebden saying the pockets were a bit nippy. We're finding that, aren't they? They're close, but also they're staying in the jaws. Stephen trying to move this last red. Oh, terrific shot. We're lucky to knock the green in.
1.
And he nearly did.
Yeah, that was a good cannon because he knew that the green would be potable from anywhere.
Played it well. Never easy to judge when a ball's in the jaws of the pocket. And this red wasn't the easiest
4.
one to get on. But he couldn't have played it better. 23
5.
points the lead now. So just the pink to go 29 in front with only 27 left. It's been an excellent performance this from Stephen. He's really dug in, Clive, hasn't he?
Yes, I think where he has changed in the last 2 or 3
11.
years is that he's quicker to recognise when he's not playing at his very best, and
13.
in those circumstances doesn't try to overplay. So he's completed the journey back from 2-0 down to 2-all, seeking his 3rd win in 4 matches in this group,
20.
which would put him in a very strong position to qualify. Although I must add a caveat about frames difference.
5.
He started the day in 3rd place on frames difference behind Barry Hawkins, who's on the same number of wins.
41 to play. Stephen Hendry.
And the best Hendry could do this morning is to win 4-2. At the moment, it's 2-all. Do you agree, John, that up till comparatively recently, Hendry seemed to get too easily despondent that he wasn't producing his best form, the form that was enabling him to dominate the game in the 90s, and almost in some matches ended up beating himself?
Yes, I would agree. I would agree. I don't know whether he's looked at the resurgence of Steve Davis, and when I say the resurgence, Steve still in the top 16, and Steve obviously isn't playing well within 14 or 21 points of the game that he did when he was dominating. But sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and try and eke out a result, and I think we've seen an example of that in this match. He missed a few shots early on, 2-0 down, and as you say, Stephen Hendry a few seasons ago might have just started throwing his cues at the thing, but now he realised he's got to dig in to get a result, and I think he owes it to himself and his army of fans.
5. Jamie Cope to break.
We had to swerve slightly and just caught the reds a little bit too thick. It's took the pace out of the cue ball. Instead of being on the baulk cushion, it's near the baulk line, which obviously is a very dangerous thing for anyone at this level because they're such good potters. And well, he was maybe hoping, Jamie, to get a cannon to be on the black, but he's on the green. Going to get the cue ball, of course, back down to this area where the reds are, but this could be behind the blue here, could it? Not made the best job of that.
4. Jamie Cope 4.
Good safety there from Cope.
A little bit dangerous, this. It's okay if he lands right in the middle of the reds, fine. If he just slides off them, he could have left a red, but he played that very well. Much better safety shot from Steve. Good length. Makes all the difference to a safety. And of course the yellow has stopped Jamie from playing safe down the left-hand side of the table. He'll do extremely well to get this back into baulk. There may be a possibility he'll try and pot his way out of trouble. Ooh, double kiss. No, it's okay. That was pretty good. Only a containing safety was on.
Good, and all the more so as he stopped the cue ball short of the baulk line. Choice of low value colours.
Five. Six.
Just didn't hold the cue ball as he would have liked. This is a pink that he missed in the first frame, similar. Not this time. Got through that a lot better. I think the pink will go back on its spot. Also in this conversation I was having last night, they're using a different cloth in this tournament, aren't they? They've gone to a new cloth. I'm sure when the Stephen
13.
John connects playing, it's 8-6-1-1 or something. I don't know, which means nothing to me because I don't know what the other one was. Was it what the other one 8-6-1-0 or something? I don't know. But apparently it's a slightly thicker on the cushions and slightly thinner on the nap. Although we have noticed a few that have been bending into the middle pockets, a little bit more nap and a little bit more slide when that Stephen played that shot before. Gives something
20.
for the lads to talk about.
Well, whatever it is, it's a very smooth running cloth and very responsive. Using a slightly thicker cloth on the cushions might have been intended to reduce the number of springy bounces, although I actually haven't noticed whether it has.
Obviously, I mean, all the players will have been informed. And certainly it's the same cloth on the practice table. Us commentators are the last to know, of course.
Yes, Hendry couldn't play
Stephen Hendry, 27.
any position from the black that he rolled along the cushion. So he had to be content for the moment to sit on a 23-point lead.
Yeah, and he's got to be careful here, Jamie. Well, I didn't expect the black to go in, but
Stephen Hendry, 7.
he's not left anything easy. Easy red. Easy safety shot for Stephen, but whether Stephen will be that interested in playing safe off the main cluster, well, he is going to do. Needs to get a good cue ball here. Don't want to catch a baulk colour. Don't want to catch the middle pocket either. It's not bad as it turns out. He'll be quite happy because he's knocked quite a few reds to the side cushion. Look, 2 of them went over to the side cushion. Could have done without. It's in the bump of the middle pocket. Well, Jamie was lucky there. Caught that much too thin. And having run into a second red, lucky not to leave anything. Well, we've just been congratulating Stephen on some of his good safety. He may have got away with this, but he didn't play it very well, did he? No, he doesn't look as though Jamie can get through to the red near the right corner, so Stephen was fortunate there. And this other one, boy, this is tough. And of course, the end result, when he missed that, the red that Jamie couldn't get through to, he's left for Stephen. Got a bit of work to do with the cue ball. He'd have liked to have got to the one that was over the corner pocket, but he can't do that. And the pink won't go in that pocket, so work to do, as I say, with the cue ball.
1.
Well, he tried to screw across, believe it or not, for the pink in the right centre. Didn't get there. And now he's got the problem of trying to cover the red near the left corner. And that's going to be difficult.
Stephen Hendry 1.
Well, decided that his chances of leaving everything safe by playing to the baulk cushion were quite slim. Tried to leave the cue ball in the left-hand corner. He has left a pot on, albeit not the easiest.
Yeah, I'll give him credit though, Stephen. It was a very well thought out shot, that. You know, sometimes you can only make it as difficult as you have the opportunity to. And it was difficult enough. And he's going to reap the rewards here now. Well, I say that, this red's tight to the cushion, but I think it'll pot.
One. Stephen Hendry 1.
That was a very good shot. I know they make them look easy, but you try it. You know, put the yellow on the spot, put the cue ball near the baulk cushion, and you try and roll up. Well, he played to hit the red near the top cushion. He's hit the other one. He won't be too happy because he's left that red on. Stephen with a 32-point lead. If he can pot this red and get nicely on a colour, I mean, you'd love to be on the black. In goes the red.
One.
If he misses the green, he'll be on the... Oh, he just caught the green. If it had just missed the green, it'd have been perfect on the black, and I might have been thinking this was a frame-winning chance. Still might be, because of course he can pot the green, and there's a few loose reds to play for.
Stephen Hendry, 1.
Well, nippy pockets.
One.
Well, Cope will be relieved
7.
about that, because if the pink had got on the black spot, he wouldn't have been able to take this red.
8.
And now a nice angle on the pink to bring these 4 reds into play. Don't have to hit it too hard. Well, the reason I said that is I thought he'd have played with a little bit more backspin to release the cue ball away from the reds, and of course hitting it hard, he's
14.
knocked 2 of them to the side cushion. He won't be best pleased with that one.
Fifteen.
Good recovery pot, and knew that he could pot the green from anywhere.
Well, he's had a look at the potting angle, so he feels as though he can just get past the pink here to hit enough of the red to pot it in the right corner. And he cannoned the red, and maybe purposely played the cannon,
Jamie
but he
Cope,
missed
18.
the pot on, so bringing that red into play is only to the benefit of his opponent. So Stephen, 15 points to lead. You'd think he needs the 4 remaining reds, so not easy.
One. Four. Five.
Yes, I think that was another deliberate cannon, taking a bit of a chance for position on a colour, but he knew that the odds were in his favour, that he was going to finish on something.
And after that green, still needs red, colour
8.
red. So imperative in potting this red, he gets a nice angle on the pink to drop on the awkward last red. And
9.
it goes. And that looks absolutely inch perfect. Just roll the pink in dead weight. Land the cue ball on the side cushion, and then all we got to do is roll the red in. No heroics, 30 points to lead. The red to go 31 points in
15.
front with 27 left on the table. And the less pace you put in the shot, the more chance of it going in. Nothing Jamie Cope can do now, but just sit there and, well, maybe hope that Stephen doesn't roll this one in.
16.
But he has.
That pink gives Hendry all the extra insurance he's likely to need.
22.
Cope needed only one snooker before that.
Stephen Hendry, 22.
So, barring 3 snookers, that's 3-2 to Hendry. Well, there is a snooker, but there's a very high probability of Hendry escaping from this. Certainly couldn't go round the back of it.
It's not often, is it, you see a player play on now when you need 3 snookers. Mind you, it's not a bad target, the green, brown and black.
Yeah, and I applaud Cope's professionalism. He will surely sense that with 3 defeats from 3 matches, and now
2.
unable to win even at best more than 4-2, even if he eked out a win and a win from his last match, his
Jamie
frame's
Cope, 2.
difference would surely put him out.
Anyway, he missed a good opportunity of a snooker there. He won't be carrying on if Stephen knocks this one in. In off the blue? No.
Yeah, all right, Hendry's got the frame 1, 3 snookers needed, but that's the sort of pot which he hardly ever missed in the 90s.
Yep. Well, I think he's still using the same cue that he came to the World Championship with.
No, that's not actually right, John.
Oh, he's changed again, has he?
Yeah, yeah.
Which one's this then, Clive? Do we know?
Well, it's simply another one.
Okay, I'll settle for that. Ash or maple? Let's get one thing straight.
Well, one thing you need straight is the cue.
Yeah, looks like maple. With ash, there's a grain.
3.
I mean, they all look nice cues. It's just with snooker, you've got to play every shot with them. Don't think
Hendry
Jamie will
V,
bother
unlucky.
carrying on now.
Stephen Hendry was 2-0 down, but now with a 3-2 lead, he's within a frame of his 3rd victory in 4 matches.
Yeah, just going on about the cue, I was doing some exhibitions with Stephen and Ronnie O'Sullivan just before the World Championship. And I thought Stephen was playing really well. Well, they both were. Exhibition, 100 breaks nearly every frame, you know. And I thought Stephen's got a chance here, the World Championship, looking at the draw, you know. And then when I got to Sheffield, he changed his cue, which I was a bit dumbstruck with, but he did explain that in practice with the cue, but then every professional worth his salt will tell you that in practice they never miss a ball. It's just doing it consistently. But what I have liked about this match so far, Stephen, as we say, recognised halfway through the second frame that he was apt to miss one, so he wasn't full ahead on confidence, and he's dug in and played real good match snooker. And I think at the moment we can say he deserves his 3-2 lead.
Yes. And his opponent has got a little bit despondent, I think, after his flying start.
Thank you. Frame 6. Stephen Hendry to break.
After every break-off shot, Hendry looks very carefully to see whether he's covered the red, which always comes out of the bunch and finishes to the right of the table. Solid pot, impeccable position.
Yes, that was top draw. And decided that he wanted to run into him, and he cannoned the right red, but he just caught it
8.
half ball on the left-hand side. If he'd have caught it full, he'd have still been on a red to the right corner. He needed to catch that red full, but because he caught it half ball on the left-hand side, it didn't stop the cue ball, and that's why he's out of position and only a safety shot left.
Stephen Hendry 8.
Thicker than intended, so cue ball nowhere near the baulk cushion.
Well, he's taking this on, and if he cannons the second red after potting it, he could finish on the black here. Or he tried to check it. Don't think he's left anything easy. There is a possibility of a red to the right centre, but he'll do well to get on a colour off that. Well, he's thinking about taking it on. So is he what? He's going to... Let's see how he plays it. Playing it with bottom, so in potting this red, he's hoping to screw off a second red and come back for the black. You have to judge this well. See, bottom and follow through to get the backspin. Ah, terrific. Wonderfully played. Wonderfully played.
Eight. Sure. Nine.
Just a bit thinner on the blue than he would have liked. He'd like to just drop the blue in and not touch any other red, but can he avoid the cannon, or does he play the cannon? He plays the cannon. Well, I don't
14.
know if this... Well, maybe there's a couple of reds go to the right corner. If there is, okay.
$15.
But we can only assume from that either the black doesn't go in the left corner, and that's why he'd have to play it for the blue. Well, there you see it doesn't. It's made easier, this in and out of ball, because the brown's not on the spot. Well, it should have made it easier. Now, he's finished tight on the cushion.
20.
There's a red in the open just above the black. If it's straight, well, you can drop it in dead weight for the black in the opposite corner. But it was never one of my favourite shots, this. Well, he's looked for an alternative. The one just to the left of the pink will obviously go as well. But being so close to the cushion, nothing's easy. He's obviously not looked at that one. He doesn't fancy that one at all, so he's playing safe. I never thought I'd say this, Clive, but he's grinding it out here.
Yep. Yeah. There is a time for it. For all players, however good they are, and however much they've won.
Yeah, and as they say in the old golf game, there's no pictures on scorecards, is it? But that was a good safety shot from Jamie. Been a very interesting match, this. It's all been about big breaks, but although Jamie's made a few, but there's been some very good tactical shots being played. Stephen needs to get this just the right weight. 2 cushions is ideal. 1 cushion, oh, he's sliding across it. He's left it.
No, some unknowledgeable applause there. Getting out of the snooker avails you very little if you leave the ball on. Although black won't go to left corner. And the near red is on the straight side, but by going across it he also left that red, which fortunately for him Cope has not potted.
But as he left it, Looking at Jamie's face, I think he has, yes. In
One.
it goes. Now, can that cue ball run up the table a little bit further? Straight, but it's okay because there's a red just below the blue that he can play on. Just screw the cue ball back 6-9 inches. Well, I'd have screwed back a little bit further than that. He's now going to have to use the rest, is he? Although it's
6.
taller than you think, you know, Stephen. But he's at full stretch here. Oh, but he played it well.
7. Sure.
And now the black, of course, available into this left corner. 35-point lead. Frame, match-winning chance.
Oh boy,
Stephen
oh
Hendry,
boy.
7.
Just a straight-ish roll black from its spot. Nothing difficult about it.
And what that tells us, even when played slow, if they catch that near jaw, they are
1.
not going to go in. I've seen both these players miss that type of shot. Well, all the hard work Stephen put in, and that was his chance, you felt. I mean, I'm not saying he won't get, well, he will get another one, because no matter what happens, though, even if Jamie won this, it'd be a deciding frame, but big chance, went begging.
Is that long enough?
Yes, it wasn't Cope that was shaking there, but it was the cue extension, which is long and a little bit willowy.
Yeah, that's why we used to call the old half put like a
8.
fishing rod, didn't we? We used to say, can I have the fishing rod, please? The old half put. They
9.
still have them down the side of the table, don't they? It's just ornamental now, though, isn't it? There it is. Obsolete now. It's left there to gather dust.
14. 15.
'Just a little bit careless.
22.
Yeah, he wanted an angle on either of these reds, but not this much of an angle. And he just relaxed for a moment, rolled the black in, and has bounced off the cushion a couple of inches more than he liked. Shouldn't have been hampered. Oh, but he recovered well.
23.
If there's a red, will go. I mean, he's got an angle to cannon into them, but I think the one to the left of the pink will go in the same pocket as the black. It was a bit shorter pace, though.
30.
No doubt he can still pot this red, but should have been straighter on it.
31.
Well, the upside was that he was bound to open the cluster, but the downside is that he's the wrong side of the blue. But with all that cue power and a fast-running cloth, it wasn't that difficult
38.
to regain position.
Yeah, gone 2 points in front now, so the pink will put him 8 points in front. These last 3 reds with 3 high-value colours would be enough.
43.
But it's not a formality.
44. $51. 52.
This half century coming direct from a ghastly mistake by Hendry on a short range black from its spot.
Jamie Cope, 52.
Well, just put the pink on the near jaw. Just as well for Hendry that, because red and black in addition would have given Cope the frame.
Yes, and Stephen jumped out of his chair when he saw the pink didn't go in, but this isn't easy. This is a key shot. Played it confidently enough. Choice of pink or black, but you prefer the black, I think, because if he plays the pink, the blue might just be in the way. Well, he doesn't think it is, so he obviously feels he can run this through and not cannon the blue. Oh, what a terrible contact. Terrible. Sounded bad and looked bad. Watch this.
7.
Bang. And it was lucky not to snooker him, or he'd have been unlucky not to be snooker, but he knew he did behind the blue.
9.
Now he needs that cue ball to run, and he's short. He's short, well short. Well, this cue ball's got a long way to travel now to get position on the brown. I'm sure he'll go for it, but there's a lot of balls and a lot of pockets in the way here. Well, he didn't play for it.
Stephen Hendry, 9.
And he's played the perfect snooker. Well played. Can't fault any of his game apart from missed pots, which he won't be happy with, but his tactical side has been A1 in this match. There's a miss. Where's the cue ball going?
5 and a miss. Stephen
If
Hendry.
he'd gone in the pocket, it'd have been simple for Stephen. So the miss accepted. 4 points in it now. Jamie in front. You'd expect him to hit the green this time, but of course the old problem, can you hit it and get it safe? He's hit it. Well, it's not safe. I think Stephen will take this on into this right corner. Screw back off the side cushion for the brown. That's the type of shot he could play. This is a path for the cue ball. We're hoping the well, he'll be hoping the green disappears into the corner. It didn't. It was on the brown. He didn't want that green to kiss the brown. That was a chance. I thought he'd get that green.
Seven.
And needs only the blue in addition.
12.
Yes, this frame turned when Hendry missed a very simple black off its spot, from which Cope made 52. There were a few more exchanges, but it's Cope who takes the frame to level the match at 3-all. Hendry has left the arena. We'll be back with commentary on the deciding frame when he returns.
Thank you. The final frame, Jamie Cope to break.
Can just reach the potting angle. Too thick. Wouldn't have cannoned the second red had he potted the one he was attempting.
That's going to mess things up a little bit. Hold him in the pocket. So there's no real escape to the balk end. No player likes this type of frame. Tip-tapping about.
Touching ball.
Touching ball, but it doesn't help relieve the situation, as I say, because you'd be frightened to go to the balk end. There was half a chance there if Stephen could play safe off that red that's near the left middle, but then there's the other red. There's a possibility that 1-3 out, he could play into the left middle here, possibly in off the other one. He's taking it on. Big shot. Big shot. It's made to look bigger, the pocket, because of that proximity of the red near it. Could go, if you hit it a bit thick, you could go in off it. Is he going to take it on? Oh, he didn't need the other red. Didn't need the other red. But where's the colour? There's no colour. And it's one of those, I don't see a lot of value just rolling up to the green. Because you're not going to get anything, but there's no alternative. Better if he covers the two reds near the left middle. Now he decided just to come back down to this end. So back to where we were, basically. In many ways, I think we've already explained in this group, it's a lot more important for Stephen than Jamie, this match. So, who's going to get the first chance? It's hard to tell. These type of frames, a spin of a coin, really. There's a red going to be near the corner pocket here. Mind you, it's gone pretty straight. So there's a bit of work to do with the cue ball. In the case of just rolling this in. But he's not even looking at, just by virtue of the fact it's straight. Well, he's taking it on now, but it's not easy, this. Hello? Anybody hurt? Oh, we nearly fluked it. Well, Stephen, you fought hard. You should have won this match 4-2. You missed an easy black in the last frame. You will not get a better chance than this to win frame and match. Could easily knock one red onto the other. Red over the corner. Play this one onto it. Oh, he's playing this one. I don't think I'd be too keen. You're never certain when they're in the jaws of the pocket where the cue ball's going to go. He's giving it plenty of thought. He knows the importance of this opportunity.
One.
Hendry just looking to see whether the red that he cannoned has been knocked into a plant.
Six. Seven.
Yes, I think you play for the red over the corner pocket now. And the reason I say that is, well, he should have been closer to the side cushion than this. That's a little bit careless.
12.
Well, maybe he'll take the second option, the red to the middle. He looks under a little bit of pressure here, Stephen. Just decent body language when he came to the table. He knows how important this opportunity is.
$13.
Well, if he doesn't win this frame and therefore this match, I think he's unlikely to qualify. He only beat Barry Hawkins 4-3 on the final black yesterday.
20.
And he said to me afterwards, all that
21.
hard work and I haven't even qualified.
Yeah, well, that's the nature of the round robin, yeah. I mean, that's the other side of it, isn't it? You can play all these matches and then finish up with nothing at the end of it. And maybe win 3 out of the 5. But he's got himself in a nice position.
28.
And you would think it's between Stephen and Barry Hawkins, who progresses to the last 16, so maybe that victory against Barry Hawkins is the difference to who goes through.
Well, it could come into play,
29.
but only if they finish level on wins and frame difference.
No. At the moment, Stephen will just be thinking about getting enough points on the scoreboard to win this match.
36.
As I said at the start of it, he couldn't wish for a better opportunity.
37.
Used all the pocket there. Used all the pocket there. Pink going up on the brown spot will not bother Stephen one iota. He's still got the black and the blue
44.
on its spot. This black to go 52 points in front. So really you're looking at another 2 reds, 2 blacks.
51.
And it'd be snooker's required stage.
$52.
Worked very hard to get this result, Clive, and he nearly tripped up
59.
in the last frame, missing a black off the spot. He missed a pink into the middle early on in the match. He's got to cut out those if he's any chance of winning this tournament,
60.
but every credit the way he's dug in here.
Yes, this is effectively match ball.
$67. $68.
Hendry has missed some alarmingly easy balls in this match, but his tactical game and shot choice has been top-notch.
75.
Perhaps even after all these years, he's developing more of a B game,
76.
because there have been times when if he wasn't doing it all with potting and break building, then basically he wasn't doing it. And of course, underpinning the whole effort,
83.
a ferocious will to win.
84.
Yeah, you can see a performance like this and say it's workmanlike. I'd rather refer to it as a professional performance.
$90. 91.
Yes, he had the discipline to back off from some marginal opportunities in a way that perhaps he hasn't always done in the past.
96.
But anyway, he's got in nicely in this game.
97.
And, well, before he played a careless positional shot, I was about to say, looks like rounding off his performance with a century. As it was, the brown wasn't too difficult, so that's century number 706
101.
of his illustrious career.
$103. Stephen Hendry, 103.
And with that break of 103, Stephen Hendry beats Jamie Cope by 4 frames to 3 to record his 3rd win in 4 matches. We'll be back with the next match for interactive viewers in about 15 minutes.